Okay, dudes and dudettes, we have more previews for you. Command and Conquer Red Alert 3 is a new upcoming game. Here is a clip just for you. Check it out.
Zoolander!
Commander. As you can see, our situation is shockingly grim.
No. It isn't ready. It hasn't been tested. We don't even know if it works.
No, sir. 12 months ago, I was put in charge of a top-secret project. For you see, sir, time is on our side.
Alright, we're carrying on our serious gaming here, and we're here at Command and Conquer Red Alert 3.
That's it, back to the classics this time.
Back to the classics, let's do it.
After a 7-year hiatus, we finally got Red Alert.
What took them so long, man? We were waiting for some Red Alert.
Oh, we had a few other games in between there. Command and Conquer, Tiberium Wars.
Yep.
Remember that one at the beginning of the year?
That's right.
We're back to the original here. Command and Conquer Red Alert 3. So after 7 years, the game's finally back. This time we've got 3 sides in the game. So the Russians and the Allies, which everybody's used to. And this time we've actually added in the Empire of the Rising Sun.
While the Allies and the Soviets battled among themselves, we patiently waited, watched, and secretly constructed an unstoppable military machine. The time has now come to unleash the full power of the Empire of the Rising Sun. The main thing is winning.
So the game itself is consistent with all the Command & Conquer universe. Typical gameplay there of your infantry troops and your artillery troops. One of the unique features, though, with this one in the Red Alert universe is that we're going back to the land, the sea, and the air. It's a great combination of gameplay. So the game itself includes some Hollywood-level talent.
Like?
We've got Tim Curry.
Okay, beautiful.
We've got Jenna Atkinson.
Okay.
Jenny McCarthy.
I like her.
Glad to have you on board, sir.
You must listen to me. Nothing is as it should be. No, touch nothing.
You ready to send those commies running back to their mommies? If I knew anything, I would tell you!
This war should never have happened. We went back in time to save ourselves and everything changed.
While we were busy fighting the Red Menace, this Empire of the Rising Sun was secretly preparing for war.
It appears that the Empire has mounted a full-scale assault.
So we've got Red Alert 3 coming out in Red October on your PC and your Xbox 360.
Beautiful. Check it out.
They are assembling a joint task force to attack our mainland.
You will bow before us, or you will cease to exist.
This is unbelievable.
Yep, more previews, please, Daryl.
Yes, Command & Conquer, man. Very pumped. And up next, we have Mirror's Edge, first-person action-adventure video game, and it's being developed by EA Digital Illusions. Check it out. The Zoolander.
So tell me about Mirror's Edge.
Mirror's Edge is like the hot new IP that we've got coming out this holiday.
Yep.
So this one's developed by DICE, the guys that are famous for the Battlefield franchises. Okay. In this game, you play the role of Faith. Now, Faith is like the new heroine in-game. It's hot. You better check that out.
So it's more like she's like this girl who does parkour, right? Like free running and stuff like that?
Yeah, that's the concept here. So this is obviously set way in the future, but the idea here is that Big Brother's watching everything you do. So in order to communicate...
Sounds like Singapore.
Yeah, very much so, actually. A lot like that.
Anyway.
But in order to get information transferred from one party to another, they use these couriers. And that's the role that Faith actually plays in the game. So her position in this is basically couriering, like you said, parkour style, across building tops to get the information to her various agents.
So it's kind of like a dystopian sort of like city?
Yeah, it's very... If you actually look closely at the city, you'll even see some some buildings there that may even look a little bit like Singapore. But overall, I mean, there's a big plot there behind it. Big Brother's chasing it down, trying to get the information, and they're clearly just trying to get rid of these couriers that are like running across the rooftops. So lots of police chases, single player action, available on your PS3 and your Xbox 360 this holiday.
Okay.
So sort of, we don't have that head-to-head multiplayer type competition. I mean, in a deathmatch style game, this really doesn't kind of work. Faith's all about like passive battles, passive combat, no big weapons here.
Okay.
But the concept of the
So there's no shooting whatsoever?
Well, there's shooting in the game, but her way of like combating people is more hand-to-hand combat. But the actual game itself has a ghost mode. So the ghost mode is really a time trial. So say as an example, you complete a level in 30 seconds.
Okay.
I can only do it in 45. I can download your ghost onto my console and I'll see you run through that level. That way I can follow you step by step and actually try and compete with you on
Try to
the time.
beat you.
Yeah, absolutely.
So like your friends sort of get like these little pop-ups and to like announce that, oh, my friend has just beat your time trial and stuff like that? Okay, cool, sweet. Check it out.
Mirror's Edge looks like a very exciting game, but unfortunately it comes to the end of our show.
Yep, and because we love you so much, we're gonna end the show with some previews for upcoming games and tech next year.
Take a look. Bionic Commando is the working title to Capcom's long-running adventure platformer series. If you recall, Bionic Commando was originally an action-adventure video game released in 1988 for the NES and was a sequel to the original arcade game released in 1987. The protagonist is Nathan Red Spencer, a commando equipped with a bionic arm featuring a grappling gun, allowing him to pull forward or swing from the ceiling. The events of the game takes place 10 years after the NES installment, and it follows Nathan Spencer, who was betrayed by his government and had to fight his way to freedom. Okay, look at the bionic arm go, man. It's awesome. Too bad it's slated for a 2009 release for the Xbox 360, PS3, and PC.
Siege. Dungeon Siege. Okay. Demigod is an upcoming video game currently under development by gas-powered games, creators of Supreme Commander and Dungeon Siege. The gameplay consists of elements borrowed from both of those games, as well as partly inspired by the Warcraft 3 custom map Defense of the Ancients, or Dota. The game gives the player the ability to choose certain heroes that rely on either their own power as a single unit or the power of creating multiple units. It's developed for the PC and is slated to come out in 2009. I'm not sure what you guys out there think, but coming from me, any game that lets you have godlike abilities and battle it out in a beautifully rendered 3D environment, it's a hit trip. Wolfenstein is a first-person shooter science fiction video game in development by Raven Software. It will use the ID Tech 4 engine. The year is 1943 and World War II is raging. Allied forces have managed to stop the expansion of Hitler's Third Reich, but the Führer will be content with nothing less than worldwide control. Heinrich Himmler's SS have a plan to dominate by controlling a dangerous force known as the Black Sun. With powers of the occult at their disposal, the Nazis look to gain a distinct advantage in this war. Now the game is slated for release in Microsoft Windows, Xbox 360, PlayStation 3, and Linux in 2009. Linux?
Well, enough of games, now for some tech. The Xperia X1 is a smartphone from Sony Ericsson and is the first in the Xperia series. The X1 is an ARC slider phone with the Windows Mobile 6.1 operating system. It is also Sony Ericsson's first mobile phone to feature Windows Mobile. The phone features a 3-inch touchscreen overlaying a QWERTY keypad, which emerges when the user slides the touchscreen face upward. The touchscreen? A 65,536 color TFT WVGA display. It also has a 3.2 megapixel digital camera, which records video at 30 frames per second in VGA quality, and a secondary front-facing camera for video conferencing. The X1 has 512 megabytes of internal memory, which is expandable to 32 gigabytes using high-capacity microSD cards. The phone also features a GPS for navigation. Standard features on the X1 include push email, an RSS feed aggregator, and handwriting recognition. But more on the phone when we get our hands on it next week. The Sony Ericsson Xperia is slated for release before the end of this year.